Do this for your photography business over the winter. It's cold over here. I've been a photographer for a while now. In the early stages, there was one thing that I continuously failed at over and over and over again. It was actually the thing that I was the best at as well, or at least I thought I was the best at. More on that in a moment. Going back to those years, I started out with concerts and music and got into weddings. Weddings wasn't for the love of it at the start. I actually searched for what photography careers make the most money. I wanted to say concerts, but weddings kept popping up pretty high on the list. At this time, I was in college for computer programming, and there was kind of this timer on my life that if I couldn't make a successful photography business by the time I graduated, I'd have to get a job in computer programming. I really didn't want to do that. I did not want to work a 9-to-5 full-time job, and I'd be happy to work a 9-to-9 job for a few years to avoid a lifetime of a 9-to-5 job.
You look outside and give a yell. It's just another boring dawn. The sky looks gray on neighbors bound the floor.
The one thing that I failed at over and over again was for a number of reasons. I think as artists, we all have this bizarre sense of perfectionism while also being completely aware of the fact that nothing can ever be perfect. Also, getting work in the beginning was really challenging. It was slow to come in organically, and paid advertising really wasn't working at all for me yet. I got a few jobs from referrals, but they were always really complex and time-consuming jobs for very little money. Any way I cut it, I was working these jobs for under minimum wage. But I took them anyways, and honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't burn me out of the industry entirely. On top of all that hard work for pretty much no money, I was also working pretty much full-time at an Outback Steakhouse, so summers were impossibly busy. I had no time to think about anything. Every day, I just woke up, put the hours in, and went home. But winter would always come, and things would always slow down. When winter came, things slowed down and I'd have time to overthink everything. The thing I was continuously failing at was my website. I was in school for computer programming, so I felt that I could make a better site than anyone out there. This is what I made. Wedding photography, music, other, and a weird fisheye photo of Marshall for some reason. A month later, I changed it entirely. Then another month after that, I changed it all again. Something that I didn't see at the time, but it's very clear now, the biggest struggle with designing your own site is that you just never leave it alone. I'd be editing my website 2 or 3 times per week, thinking that if I added a few more images or warmer images or video or less video, all of a sudden I'd start getting more bookings. Turns out that that was just a huge distraction. There were so many other things that I should have been doing, like creating and cultivating industry relationships, setting up styled shoots to generate marketing material for wedding venues here in the winter. Venues here have so much summer content, but very little in the winter to support their marketing efforts. But instead, I'd spend hours every week making micro adjustments to my website when I could have just paid someone to do it correctly in the first place. It took me until 2 years ago to actually figure this out. I always understood the value of outsourcing my editing, but never really considered it for my web design. So this winter, get a website done for you. Focal is opening up 2 spots every single week. And no, it's not a $10,000 site like a lot of the other agencies are charging. And the only catch is that since it's winter, it's our busy season and we're only opening up 2 slots per week. So if you'd like Focal to just build you an entire website and pass you the keys, that was me throwing you the keys. There's a link down below. See you next time.